What's good? What's good? Wow. What you got on there, man?
Everything OG apparel.
What?
Yes, sir.
Word up.
Everything OG apparel.
That's tight, man. I gotta get down with that. I gotta get down with that.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we're gonna tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, how they can get down pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? What's up? My name is Deviant the Digger. What's good, y'all?
Building block. B-Dub.
Yep. Yes, sir. And it's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? But we back in the game. Some more exciting topics for y'all. What's the topic today, man? What are we gonna talk about today?
We're gonna talk about two of our favorite producers.
Okay.
Bink and Just Blaze.
Oh wow, Just Bleezy.
Oh, we have a special invited guest.
Who's that? Oh wow. Yep. She got the gear on too, you know what I mean?
You got the gear too. All you newborn parents out there, everything OG. We take care of the little ones and the little duns. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you tight. Word up. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Well, check it out. You know what I mean? Like you said, we're doing Just Blaze versus Bink today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna be the Just Blaze.
I'm gonna be the Bink.
You know what I'm saying? So
the Bink proponent.
Yeah, you know, and those are two. Actually, where's Bink from? Where's he
Virginia.
from? Virginia. Okay.
Home of Pharrell.
Because Just Blaze is from Jersey. A lot of people think he's from New York, but he's from Jersey though.
Yeah, man, you picked it up as I was going through the Virginia spill, man.
Oh, sorry, you're right, man.
I forgot it now.
And you know, these are two cats that got mad credits. You don't know the deal, but these two cats, they got their name known in the early 2000s. And
the controversy is why we chose to do these is, you know, Just Blaze. Well, Bink Dog claims that Just Blaze bit his style.
Really? I don't know, Bink.
So
I can say Just Blaze is definitely a chameleon. He can do any style.
Well, that's not a good thing. As a producer, you should be doing your own style.
Well, I mean, he's a jack of all trades.
Again,
I don't want to get into.
Does Quincy Jones sound like anybody but Quincy Jones? Does Timberland sound like anybody but Timberland? Does Swiss Beats sound like anybody but Swiss Beats? Even when Swiss Beats does his sample stuff, you can tell it's Swiss Beats.
I mean,
Just
has his own little things he adds in his beats that you can definitely tell it's Just Blaze.
You could tell it now once he started doing the riser and the Just Blaze tagging, but before that, the thing is the programming. You know, with the drum rolls and the toms and the snares. Just Blaze,
he got that from Bink, you said?
Yeah, Bink says he got that from him.
Okay, so listen. We know that Just Blaze and Bink Dog, you know what I'm saying, have been on the same albums before, right?
Yeah.
So let's go, you know what I'm saying, let's just battle some of those records up that they was on the same album and see what y'all think, who won this, and we'll get a better song. So I know one for a fact that Just Blaze and Bink was on Jay-Z's The Dynasty together. I know for a fact. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll let you start first, man. What you got from the Dynasty album from a Bink Dog production from the Dynasty album?
Hardest cut on the Dynasty album.
No.
The hardest cut. The hardest beat. 1-900 Hustler. 10-wheel drive, Virginia Rabbit.
That was dope, but it wasn't
Ain't gonna happen. Nigga, that was the hardest song on the Dynasty.
No, but okay, yeah,
What's harder than 1-900 Hustler?
I like it, but
when those horns came in, 1-900 Hustler. And,
no, it was dope.
And Beanie said 1-900 Hustler.
It was dope.
Pick up line one.
I say the intro. I say the intro was better than that. Which Just Blaze did.
Is anybody clear? Is anybody dancing to the intro?
Of course not. They're gonna dance to this.
Yeah, stay up. This is putting motherfuckers on the dance floor.
Nah.
This is making motherfuckers.
Not make it hard.
Let me put it like this.
I make it hard.
Is motherfuckers wilding out from the intro?
No, they
wilding out to this motherfucking song right here.
Intro. They bang the intro.
I have never heard the intro banged out in the clubs.
You ain't supposed to. It's an intro. You know what I'm
I've heard this banged out in the clubs. I've heard this banged out in the mix shows.
Jay-Z still performs the intro to Dynasty.
I didn't even know what the intro. Because you need the help. Actually, he did perform this when he had that Rockefeller concert. They brought Freeway and Beanie Siegel and all them back. They did this and also they did You, Me, Him, and Her Without a Meal. Matter of fact, they did You, Me, Him, and Her on BET Without a Meal. when he was promoting the dynasty. But ain't nobody doing the intro. You delusional nigga.
No.
They doing this song.
They know the intro. You know
What's the intro?
You know what I'm saying?
What's
the theme songs of The Sopranos. Everybody in the dynasty know the intro to that song.
I don't know it.
Trust me, they know.
I know this one.
They know.
This
They know
is the
the
hardest
intro.
shit on there.
They know the
And
intro.
you'll say in the comments.
Bear
witness. What's the hardest song in the dynasty?
The intro. But speaking of Just Blaze, who did the intro also, but we ain't gonna get into that because.
Well, we want to talk the intros.
We ain't gonna get into that. Hold on.
I can pull out the hardest intro ever.
Oh, we get into that. Hold on, wait.
Damn! You want to go to intro? Let's go intro to intro. Jackie Moore. Yeah. If this ain't the hardest intro on the hardest song that dropped, the hardest album that dropped on 2001 September 11th, tell me what is.
That's a dope intro.
Jackie Moore. Is it doper than the Dynasty?
No, it's not doper than the Dynasty.
It's not doper than the Dynasty?
No.
You on crack.
No.
I'm going to cut the camera off because you're bullshitting right now. This song ain't...
No, it's not doper than the Dynasty.
This ain't doper than the Dynasty.
No. I'm sure all the comments will tell me that. All the comments are going to bear witness too.
The Ruler's Back. It's not doper than the intro to the Dynasty. I don't even know the intro to the Dynasty. Yeah. The Ruler's Back. The Blueprint.
No.
Are y'all seeing this shit?
First of all, lyrically, the Dynasty intro is better than the Blueprint intro.
Lyrically, I can't even remember one rhyme off the intro to the Dynasty. That shit was whack.
And nobody thinks that was whack. Wait,
nobody think it's as dope as you.
No, I doubt that.
Listen,
that's when it's hard
for this to be effective, you got to be honest.
I'm being honest.
You mean to tell me the Ruler's Back is not better than what is the name of the intro to the Dynasty album?
Dynasty intro.
You mean to tell me the Ruler's Back is not better than the intro to the Dynasty?
Nah, that's a me. No. I like the Ruler's Back, but I like the Dynasty better for me. But speaking of,
I don't even want to do this episode no more.
While we on the Dynasty though,
I don't even want to do this episode no more because he's full of bullshit.
Nah. So while we on the Dynasty though, real quick before we jump to the Blueprint, this is my man Al Cooper, and this is a song that Just Blaze used on the Dynasty album called "Soon You Understand," and "Love Fiend for the Landlord," and this is a dope record. And
Alchemist did it better.
Alchemist did use it too. I was gonna mention.
Not even he used it too. He used it better.
I don't think so. I think Justice
Hold
is
Me
better.
Down. That was on the radio.
I think Justice is better.
Nina Sky.
I think Justice is better.
Prodigy, and I forgot the other dude's name. That shit was all over the videos and the radio.
I like Hold Me Down, but I think
Soon You Understand was not on the radio.
I think it wasn't supposed to be.
Soon on the radio. That's bullshit.
That's
bullshit. That's a copping. You copping please now, son.
That's an album cut.
You copping please. Album cuts.
It's a filler cut.
No. Then it shouldn't be on the album. That's the bullshit that's wrong with albums. Copping please now. When you make an album, you put your best work on there. You put stuff for people to play. You hope to see if something sticks. This bullshit, this shit is filler cut. You bullshitting the fans and you bullshitting yourself right then.
No, but it was a dope filler cut. It was a good record though.
No, it ain't dope. Did it give me airplay?
It wasn't supposed to.
See, that's bullshit. How is it not supposed to get airplay? If you make a record to be broadcasted.
Hold Me Down was the first single from the Alchemist album. It was the single.
It was the single because it was dope.
No, but it was the single though, so it's supposed to get radio play. It's the single. I'm sending this out to radio stations.
You're not making no sense, Scott.
How am I not making no sense?
Because
when you make an album and you sit down with the board of directors at your record company and say, this is going to be the single. This is going to be the second single. This is going to be the third single. That's what you do.
You jumping. When you make an album, you sit in the mode to create. When you sitting there saying, okay, this is my vision, my artistic vision.
Yeah.
I want to get these songs up because I want to take this person to a place
where
it's an experience.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Do you agree? Or are you just saying okay?
Of course.
So follow me along, and this is be true. You make songs.
Yeah.
Some artists make bunch of songs. And then they whittle it down to the best songs. When you think of the epitome of songs, the best songs, you think of Thriller, the epitome of the perfect album. Every song on that motherfucker was blazing. Even the songs that weren't geared to be singles, they had single potential.
True that, but
no buts. Stick with. Follow me.
So
don't cut my wisdom. Don't cut my wisdom. No questions be answered in a second. Let me get to my point. You got songs. Every song, some songs are direct, like you said, directed for airplay. But there are cuts that tend to be the people don't gravitate with every cut that's directed for airplay. It'd be some sleeper cuts that gain traction and end up usurping the power of the single, where they say, quote unquote, the B-side wins again. Here's the A-side, the B-side. This is what they think is going to win the A-side, but sometimes it turns out the B-side wins. But that don't mean they're going to say, well, we're going to cut the legs off of it because it ain't, quote unquote, the single. We're going to put our money and marketing and promotion into the B-side now, because that's what's winning. Record companies don't always get it right with what they pick as a single.
That's true.
It's subjective.
That's true. But what I'm trying to say is that you specifically said the reason why that was played on the radio. Well, that was
the reason why it played on the radio, you know, because it was dope. It wasn't. It wasn't. It could have been a single and been whack, and it wouldn't have got no spins. But because the public liked the song, it got spins too. Because it tested the programming directors and the marketers. They tested the market. It was a catchier tune. Versus Soon You Understand. That shit was depressing because the niggas is rhyming about depressing shit that, you know.
Yeah, but it's dope the way they did it though.
It ain't dope.
It's a dope cut.
It's a concept, but it falls flat.
It's a concept song.
But a concept song falls flat. Just because it's a concept don't make it dope. You might appreciate it, but we're talking about the masses. What are the people responding to?
No, but just because you think Alchemist did it better, that's your opinion. That's cool.
It ain't the fact that I think he did it better.
Doesn't mean that Just Blaze didn't do it good.
If you look at what he did to the song and what Alchemist did to the song, Alchemist flipped it. He freaked it. He took Understand and made it sound like Down. And then they had the people come in singing Down and rapping to it. That was a concept, and that concept was a little bit more funkier and caught on versus May hold me soon, you'll understand. Don't fall in love with me, Brenda. Because you're being delusional. You're not being authentic and true. You just don't want to lose the argument and just saying.
Being true. I think it was a dope Just Blaze cut from the Dynasty album. 1-900 Hustle was dope too. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not was dope too. It was the most bangingest song on the goddamn album.
Actually, I like You, Me, Him, and Her better than
Well, speaking of You, Me, Him, and Her, that too is a Bink masterpiece. And I will say that I still don't know how he chopped that song up. That was a masterful display of how to chop some known shit and make it into sounding some. He was on primo levels with that shit right there. And the story goes that originally was for Nicole Ray. And he was in the studio making it. And, you know, in the studio, the doors open. And they walk past and they hear that shit. And he's like, yeah. It's Nicole Ray. He said, yo, Studio A, give me 10 minutes, whatever. So he loaded up shit and went to Studio A, and Nicole Ray never got it. But
you know, that's classic Jay-Z move right there.
You know, but that's how dope it was. And it's the programming, the drum programming on that shit was out of this world.
No, I like it. I like it better than 1-900 Hustler. Speaking of the Dynasty.
It's more energetic than 1-900 Hustler, but sample-wise and illness, you know, I'll tell you this. When I play the album, I play 1-900 Hustler, then I play You, Me, Him, and Her. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, with Bink, you know, he had to audition. Everybody, you know, they had the, I forgot, Keep It Real Wednesdays, I heard it was. Right. And they had a boombox in the lobby, and you played your beats on the boombox. And if it got past, you know, the yays and nays, then you went to the back and you know, got to play the beats and for Jay or whoever the case is. Well, Bink bypassed that and went straight to the back. And Jay was like, yo, you know you ain't supposed to be back here without going to the front. But the shit he played wowed him, and that's what you got the blueprint, you know.
Well,
the ruler's back.
Speaking of the blueprint, because Dynasty album was dope, but that was the foundation, I think, for Bink and Just. But speaking of the blueprint, I got my man right here, Tom Brock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My man Just Bleezy. You know what I'm saying? You already know what he used on here for Girls, Girls, Girls. You know what I mean?
What did he use?
He used, there's nothing in this world that can stop me from loving you. And he killed this sample. You know what I mean? He just murdered it. My word was that it was for Ghostface first, and Jay got it. So one of the dopest tracks on the Blueprint album.
Since we're on the Blueprint still, the title track, Mama Loves Me, the Blueprint. Al Green, Free at Last.
Which he had a band come and play.
He played it over? I did not know that. Well, that's what I do like about Bink stuff, is that You know, he in a lot of regards he's like Primo, where his samples, if your mom and pops have a decent soul collection, most of his stuff comes from that. But the beauty of it is, he takes a snippet and then he instrumentizes it. You know, he makes it bigger than just a sample, like getting bass players, string players, horn players, whatever it needs to make it big. A perfect example of that is I Got Love by Nate Dogg. He took this Donny Hathaway joint, I Believe You to My Soul, and he used a snippet of it. And you know, he came in and had the instrumentation added to it. And that's what made it so big, because when I listened to the original, I was like, he didn't use much of this. You know, but the way he came in and had people play over the sample or play the sample and add to the, like he used like a few stabs that he triggered and decays and stuff like that. And then it just freaked it. And that's what I liked about, you know, go back to the Dynasty, the Blueprint, was the Jackie Moore. Because when you listen to the actual song, again, there's not much he uses of it. You know, a couple of stabs of the beginning and, you know, decay triggering and stuff like that. But the beauty comes in the programming, where he has like some horn players of horns playing on it. You know, different keys, the bass on it. And then the percussion, that's what the bongos, the snare and drum rolls, like, you know, it was like damn near orchestra, like live. And that was the beauty of it. And that's what, you know, you didn't see that a lot in hip hop production. You didn't see that at all really in hip hop production till he came.
Well, you know, my boy Just Blaze, his Blueprint Productions, he has, I think, speaking of hardest, he had the hardest records on the Blueprint, no doubt about it. Hardest. You know what I'm saying?
Harder than Takeover?
I'd say so. I'd say if it comes to You Don't Know, if it comes to
You Don't Know was hard. That's
you know what
hard.
I'm saying? But this is another Just Blaze production right here. My man Stanley Clarke, Modern Man, from the Blueprint album. And the song here is called Got to Find My Own Place, which he used for Breathe Easy for Jay-Z on the Blueprint. And that album.
That was amazing, because I didn't know that until you played it to me. I was like, wow, I thought it was like a classical record and shit.
Nah, yeah, Stanley Clarke, it was a little hidden gem, but I love the way he used this sample on that song. And I used to love that record because, like, it was like at the end of the album, I think after the Al Green that you just had.
Yeah, it was part of the bonus cuts.
Yeah, the bonus cut. So you kind of like almost forgot the album was done, and now all of a sudden out of nowhere, Breathe Easy comes on. And so I used to be like, oh man, I love this record, and this is like a nice bonus cut. And dope record, my man Stanley Clarke, Modern Man, Breathe Easy. Word up. What's up, my man? What's up with my man Freeway though from Rockefeller though? Is Bink on some Freeway albums?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna talk about Freeway right now. I'm gonna talk about Eddie Kendricks, Mr. Cheeks, Lights, Camera, Action. I think that was a song of the summer banger of 2001.
Pretty big.
Keep on Trucking. Again, your parents got to have this in their album collection. And again, that's what I like about Bink. You know, not saying he don't get deep, but most of his samples and stuff you can find in a very decent soul R&B collection. But it's just how he finds that part and just freaks it and hones in on it and intensifies it. He took the iconic breakdown, the little horn roll, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and the guitar wah, and matter of fact, Mr. Cheeks did his thing, because I think that's the best I ever heard Mr. Cheeks, because he knew how to ride that beat, he knew how to make it hit. And the thing was, since we're talking about stories, the Cheeks album was done. They didn't even have any more money in the budget. He said, I got a record for him, because they didn't have no single. He flew down there to Miami. He did it for him. Bam. Came out. Record took off. But, you know, they had a relationship. You know, Bink slept on his floor. he produced for the Lost Boys. That's how he got his start. You know,
Okay.
through Mr. Cheeks and them. So, you know, you gonna look out for your people and stuff like that. You know?
Nice. You know what I mean? My man Just Blaze uses for a creative source. For even though what we do is wrong. For my man Beanie Siegel. Actually, Freeway featured Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z. And
Yeah, that was a dope one.
And that was a really dope, because I like the way he chopped this up. And song's called I Just Can't See Myself Without You. But yeah, it's really dope. He really killed this, and I love Jay's rhyme on there. I love Beanie Siegel's rhyme on there. Even Freeway kind of bust on that song. And,
it was Freeway's song.
Yeah, I know, but they rap better than him though. But he bust though too though. Jay-Z don't rap better than Freeway?
Not on that song. That was Free shit. Free killed it. I mean, Hov was good. Everybody came off. I'd say they're all equals, you know. But Free, because Free, that was, nobody heard freestyle before, like in his element. That was the still hustle to the hustle. That shit was ill. You know, and Hov with the thing.
Yeah, Hov spit.
You know,
they all
everybody
spit. They all spit. They all spit.
This Freeway on his own song, man.
They all spit. But yeah, Just Blaze with another classic banger. You know what I'm saying?
You are the master of hyperbole. Since we're talking about that Freeway album, you know, Gladys Knight, The Way We Were, They Will Remember. Bink Dog produced that. And if you thought, you know, he went crazy with the bongos and percussion, he really did it on this one.
Yeah?
He really furthered his style, showing who the master of that style was with this joint right here.
Well, one last Freeway joint. Actually, I'm going to do a Freeway Beanie combo. And that's, first of all, Mandrill, just outside of town. And what's dope about this is, I got to give it to Justin on this one, because I didn't even know that this was the sample that he used.
Nobody knew
until he told you, right?
Maybe like maybe a year ago.
Because, you know, Jungle Brothers used the same sample on their first album for a song called Straight Out the Jungle, which is the title song. But the way he used the guitars on here is just insane. And he flipped it for Rock the Mic, y'all. And I believe it's Mango Meat. And that little guitar lick is sick. But and then my man just another Freeway cleanup, and he used a little guitar lick on this record for the song called "Line 'Em Up," featuring Freeway and I think Petey Crack.
That was dope, because I wasn't aware of that, and I had that album until you played it. I was like, oh wow. Yeah,
and actually I think that particular record that song he used a Titanic drum break. If you have the Titanic drum break, real dope. What you got, man? What's Bink doing on a solo tip, man?
Well, since we're talking about Rockefeller, I'm gonna talk about some more Freeway joints he did.
He all over Freeway stuff.
Yeah, this is off of Freeway's second album. He did 2 joints on there. Little Mama was the name of one, and I forgot the other one. There's 2 samples he used: Keep On Keeping On and Love to Keep You in My Mind. And that's where one of them, he freaked the 5-bar loop. You know, again, this is another soul joint that you can find in your parents' collection that he took a small part of and just expanded it and made it his own.
Well, speaking of soul records in your parents' collection, this is Cool in the Gang. Music is the message.
Tilt it down so I like.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that, right? Soul Vibrations is the name of the song that just used on here. And, you know, everybody knows Tribe Called Quest used it first for the Scenario remix.
Actually, LL Cool J used it first. Cheesy Rap Blues.
That was before Tribe? Okay. I like Cheesy Rap Blues, though. So.
Mama Said Knock You Out came out before.
Okay, it is going before Tribe. You're right. So Marley Marl used it first.
Marley Marl, the originator.
But Just Blaze, he updated that sample to fit the 2000s mode.
Shit, and the Scenario still fits 2000 mode. It's timeless.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's dope, but I mean,
he just did something different.
Q-Tip looped it, just chopped it, like, you know.
I mean, he chopped, but
many pads.
I don't know about that many pads. It ain't that many chops to it.
You know what I mean? But and he, you know,
it's dope what he did. How he brought it back. He used the horns more than he focused on. You know, everybody else focused on the bass line break. He used the horns. So that's really all he did. I mean,
he came with the horns, and this is for Joe Budden. This song was called Bump It Up. Yeah, so another dope Just Blaze joint. If y'all don't have it, pick up this Cool in the Game record, y'all. It's real dope. What you got, man?
Arguably the best record of Kanye's career.
Really?
My man Bink produced off of My Beautiful Dark Fantasy. This is when I realized, as a producer, I ain't chopping worth a goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
The way he took Will You Love Me Tomorrow, and I still don't know what parts he really took from there. But he took some parts from there and put it into a sensational song. And it's funny because he played, the story goes, he played the beat that later became this during a beat battle,
mm-hmm.
and lost to the dude Rook from the Heatmakers,
mm-hmm.
the dudes that do Dipset production. Mm-hmm. But also the story goes that when he got on the album, Kanye's album, you know, Kanye had flew everybody to Hawaii, and you know, he got in touch with Kanye and was like, "Yo, you forgot somebody," and Kanye was like, "Who? Me?" And he played him this beat, and like, "Yo, he called him back like, I'm have you on your plane and blah blah blah," because it's so undeniable. You can't front on it, man.
So he played Kanye the beat over the phone.
Yeah, or
wow.
Skype or whatever they was using to listen to stuff.
Wow.
And Kanye's, hey, I'm gonna get you out here.
Yeah, this is the Imaginations. This is something that Just Blaze used for Talib Kweli. And what's the name of the song by Talib, though?
Never Been in Love Before.
Never Been in Love Before. I love that record.
That might be Talib's best song.
Wow.
That shit was a banger.
As a solo artist or with High Tech? Because I don't think...
Period.
No. Him and High Tech got way better records than that.
Maybe The Blast, but I like this better than The Blast.
They got way better records than that song.
I
love Just, but...
I disagree, homeboy.
That first album by Revelation Eternal was a classic. That's a classic album.
It's all right.
Train of Thought classic.
It's all right.
But yeah, pick this up. And this right here too.
Well, you glossing over this one.
Well, I mean, they know about the Imaginations. Everybody know about the Imaginations. You know what I'm saying?
That was like one of his first forays in the R&B and rap and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With that, you know, and the way he had to, how he chopped it and had the extra instrumentation. Sell it, nigga.
No, it was dope. It was a dope Just Blaze production. It's not my favorite Just Blaze production, but it was definitely
it's one of mine.
It's definitely a good record, though. I mean, you know, it's a good record. It's a good record. But this right here, though, is an honorable mention. This is Gary Wright, and this is from a Jay-Z unreleased song called "Early This Morning." And the story about that record is basically it was a Blueprint record that didn't make the album, basically. But somehow, even you say it got leaked out somehow.
Yeah, but
some
it had a few leaks of that. You know,
yeah,
it was like 3 songs.
How did it leak out? I mean, but yeah, because it was the one. It was on a cutting room floor on a Blueprint sessions, and the song he used called "Heartbeat." But it's a dope.
Well, it wasn't that it was I heard of Just Blaze. It wasn't that it was just a cutting room. They never came in and finished it.
Oh, okay.
You know, and something happened, and it was being held up to being finished, and never finished it, or got it mixed and mastered properly. Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard Just say that he actually wanted to bring it back. You know, if you say bring it back, for the Black album, but Jay was like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a dope Just Blaze production, though. I think it fits. It's right in that Blueprint era mode, and it's really dope. And if you ever check it out, if you can find it, I don't know, you could, YouTube, I don't know.
It's on mixtapes.
Mixtapes, yeah, check it out.
Easy to find song.
Gary Wright, y'all, Just Blaze. What you got, man?
I got, for the last one, I got a Rick Ross joint.
Rick.
We Shining by Rick Ross.
Rose.
And on it, he freaked Somewhere Down the Road by Tower of Power.
Uh-huh.
You know. And I think that was one of the first songs I started liking Rick Ross, too.
Uh-huh.
You know, from that. Real soulful. Like, you know, with Bink sound, it's a real soulful sound. Again, it's not that hard to find. You got a decent soul collection. It's in there, you know.
Nice. Well, then
it's definitely a dope song.
He's a good copycat.
Yeah, but that's copycatting. Where is that, man? You got to be original as a producer.
He's a good copycat, then.
Yeah,
you know
he's
what
a good copycat. But what is that? How does that make you great if you're just imitating? But the thing with production is a lot of people are inspired by what came before. Like Marley Marl inspired Primo. Marley Marl and Ultramagnetic inspired the Bomb Squad.
Okay.
You know, everybody's inspiring. From inspiration is you hear something and it makes you want to do better. You know, in your own style. You know, that's the difference between inspiring and copying. You know, anybody can take Funky President and loop it up the same way Marley did and say, hey, but that's nothing new. You know, production is bringing something new to the table. Like, the reason why Michael Jackson got with Quincy Jones as a producer is because he wanted something new. Disco was on its way out. You know, they did that. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, what can we do new? They came with Thriller. However many is like fucking Diamond, right? Mm-hmm. 20 million albums sold later.
Diamond, way past Diamond.
Yeah, Super Diamond, Double Diamond,
30,
whatever.
A quadruple Diamond.
You know, it's a trade-off between commerce and art. You know, you want people to like your music. You want it to reach the masses, because the more people that like it, the more money you get, and the better chance you have to live and create more art. And you can't make throwaway songs and expect people to like it just because your name's on it. You know, when you were talking about filler cuts and those are plea cops, man. You know, you put your best foot forward and make a song that, you know, people are gonna like. Don't just say, well, this is just a filler cut. It's gonna be track 13. Nobody's gonna hear it, so whatever. I'm not even gonna make this. You know.
Well, I think I might have.
When you got to put out, if you're gonna put it out there to compete.
I might have misspoke when I said filler cut. When I meant
or album, even if it's just an album cut.
Album cut. It was an album cut that was not meant to be a single, but it was a song that was meant to be a concept song that you just
every
sit
song
back and listen to.
An artist puts out should be meant to be a single. It's meant to be heard. You want it to be heard. You want it to get someplace, somewhere. Now, whether that's the one you put all your energy into to promote or not, but every album should be I think should be approached like Thriller. 10 songs, 9 songs? 9 bangers. Every song can stand on its own. Some you may like more, and other like Billie Jean you may like more than The Lady in My Life. No problem, but still, you can't front a Lady in My Life. That shit comes on, you soul jamming with your lady, and you kicking it. Want to be starting something.
I mean, I get you saying no fast forwards. I don't, but I'm saying I don't fast forward that.
I fast forward the fuck
that particular song, but in terms of Just Blaze, maybe I am looking at it narrow-minded, but I am an underground hip hop head, and so I'm gonna say
I'm not even just. I'm a hip hop fan, whether it's underground, above ground. I like them both.
Well, he's dope. Just Blaze is dope. Family out there, leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Who you think is doper? Just Blaze versus Bink. You know what I'm saying? Once again, my name is Deviant the Digger, Mr. Everything OG.
And yo, I'm B Double, but be on the lookout for Everything OG brand.
Back again. What's up? Everything OG in the house is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you about the t-shirts and the hat in a minute, you know what I mean? But yo, what's going on, family? Everything OG in the house. My name is Deviant the Digger.
Yeah.